It's Matt Slick Live. Matt is the founder and president of the Christian Apologetics Research Ministry, found online at carm.org. When you have questions about Bible doctrines, turn to Matt Slick Live for answers. Taking your calls and responding to your questions at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everyone, welcome to the show. It's me, Matt Slick. Listen to Matt Slick Live. Today's date is October 18th, 2023 for the podcasters. And if you want to give me a call, we have wide open lines. All you got to do is dial 877-207-2276. And, thanks for reminding me, Ernie. So we're going to be going on in April. We'll let you guys know. We're going to have a Paul tour, the footsteps of Paul the Apostle. We're going to be going through the places he went in Turkey and then to Greece, and then we're going to go to Italy. And it'll be a 3-week trip, 19 days. So if you're interested in that, you can just go to Bridge Paul Tours. Was it Bridge Paul Tour? Yeah, bridgepaultour.com. And you can check it out. It's expensive, though. This is an expensive trip, but it'll be worth it. There's a lot of people we're going to be attending with, and we're going to see things like Pompeii, from what I understand. We're going to see the Athens, where Paul was. We're going to see the 7 churches of Revelation. And I'm going to just tell you, also Ephesus. I went to Turkey before, and we saw the city of Ephesus. It's amazing. It just is. It really is. So I frequently think about it. I mean, that was like 5-6 years ago. And I still think about walking the street of Ephesus, the ruins, and it took 2 hours to walk through everything. It was just that big, and it was great. Well, anyway, so just reminiscing. bridgepaultour.com. If you're interested, check it out. And that's right, I forgot to do something last night. Man, I got so much going on. Man, I forgot to send the newsletter out. So that's okay. So I've been working on some short videos. You know, we produced some 1-minute videos. We changed the format and how I'm doing it. So now I've got it set up now where I can produce them very quickly, lots of them. And I'll be doing that. Not very quickly a lot, but a lot quicker and a lot more. So how about that? So keep that in prayer if you're interested. No radio show tomorrow, at least not live, unless Charlie wants to do it. But he's shaking his head. No, he's had enough of that. It really helps when you are sitting here with 4 27-inch monitors, like I have, a desk fan on me. I also have, someone sent me an Ember cup, a coffee cup, and it has its own battery in the bottom of it. So it keeps your coffee at a certain temperature that you can control on the phone. Man, I feel so spoiled, but it's what I do. So I spend hours and hours and hours daily on the computer, and I love computers. I do. I really like computers. In fact, I just sometimes I don't watch football. I don't watch sports. I don't watch baseball. I don't care. But for me, a good time is going on to computer build websites that I build these computers. I'm not going to buy them, but I'm like, oh man, I could do this and have that. Oh, yeah, I just like doing it, you know? So a lot of fun for me, because I got issues. Well, anyway, if you want to give me a call, 877-207-2276. Let's get on to Anonymous from Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome. You're on the air.
Anonymous. Good evening, Anonymous 66 from Raleigh.
Okay.
Hey, and by the way, you deserve things like that. The amount of help, encouragement that you give. I have a question about. I don't know why I haven't seen. I saw it on the Weather Channel about a comet headed this way that would dwarf Mount Everest. And basically, I don't really have a question. It's like about the signs of the times. I feel like it's rumbling, and that's about it. If maybe you could speak on that or talk about that for a minute, or.
Yeah, you know, I do watch science stuff. I like watching stuff about the James Webb telescope. I like watching stuff about physics. Mm-hmm. That's me. It's a good time. And I enjoy that kind of thing. So, you know, I have talked about Apophis as as a body that may intersect Earth in 10, 12, 15 years, something like that. As far as the comet thing goes, I've not heard anything that they're worried about. I mean, I'm not saying it doesn't exist,
Yeah.
but I pay attention, and I just don't see anything there going, oh, it's going to happen, So I wouldn't worry about it. Okay.
No, I mean, it's like a friend of mine. I said, "Did you know?" And she hit me by a text with, "Oh, it falls along the line of things that we can't control. But God, God can, and He does."
Yes.
Yeah, I just thought it was the prophet.
Oh, excuse me, man.
Anyway.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about that one. If
I heard that as that.
yeah, it's if something like that was to happen, there are astronomers all over and amateur astronomers who are watching this. So it's not going to be able to just be hidden. That it's going to hit us, and so we don't know. No, that's not going to happen. The NASA knows, and there are a lot of I forget the name of the acronym, but there's a group. They watch the skies for stuff like that, and there's amateur astronomers, and they discover stuff. They discover stuff a lot. So yeah, and I would love to have a nice big telescope, that was geosynchronous. There's all that stuff that you could just type it in, it goes in. I'd love to have something like that because I love that stuff. But
oh yeah,
money for it. So
anyway, that's about all. I'm not gonna hold you up, but I thank you, and we every night. So and supporting your prayer as much as possible, and just thank you for what you do.
Well, praise God. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. And okay. So, all right.
All right. Okay. Good night, my friend.
Good. God bless. Hey, we have nobody waiting. If you want, you can give me a call. All you got to do is dial 877-207-2276. Last 4 digits spell CARM on your phone. So let's get to some radio questions. People send in, and you can do that too. In fact, I'd like to let people know that you can watch the show live. You go to YouTube, and it's / I think it's Carm Videos, and you can watch. I'm just sitting here; it's not a big deal. But what's really good is on Rumble. We watch. I watch it. I watch the show on Rumble, and what's really good is the people. Is it Rumble working? It should be. Yeah, I think it is. That's kind of interesting. But there's a chat, bunch of chat room people that we have, and that is. Oh, I think I clicked on the wrong day. That's what I did. So I had to go back to the right day, which it doesn't have. Today's the 18th. Hey, how come we don't have the show on? What's up? Maybe Rumble's working fine. Well, there it is. I had to update my browser. Little technical issue here on my part. So rumble.com / Matt Slick Live, one word, and you can join in the mayhem. It's really nice. There's a lot of good people there. We have a lot of good discussions and stuff like that. It says, Matt, when we pass through the asteroid belt, we have no idea what is possible. There are too many to be accurate. That is true, Ernie. When we pass through the asteroid belt, but we really don't pass through it. It's between Mars and Jupiter, the asteroid belt. And Mars is really necessary. Not Mars, excuse me. Jupiter is really necessary for life on Earth to be maintained, because it sweeps the area of a lot of asteroids and things that would come in contact with Earth over a long period of time. So it's really a benefit to have Jupiter where it is. And so between Mars and Jupiter is the asteroid belt, and it's very sparse. Now, on paper or on a drawing, it looks like really dense. You got to be really careful and go through it really carefully. Well, you do, but it compared to what space is and the objects in a certain volume of space, it's very, very sparse. So anyway, not a big deal, but I like science. I do. I wish they said Pluto was a planet, though. I like Pluto being a planet when they said a dwarf planet, but at least it's a planet, though. A dwarf planet. Then they have other dwarf planets out there. So I have an app on my phone, and every now and then I'll go on this app, and what I can do, I have a whole section. I arrange my phone logically unlike my wife, I get on her phone. Where is everything? How do you do it? I say, let me tell you how to do it the proper way. And then she gives me this weird look, like I don't know what I'm talking about. But at any rate, so I have this science app and Solar System Scope, and I love that app. I know people are probably going to get it now, but you can click on all kinds of constellations, planets, stars, everything. And you can click on it. Like there's Sirius. I'm looking at Sirius. You can go visit Sirius. And so you can go do that kind of stuff. It'll tell you all kinds of information, give you pictures. I love that stuff. Science is great. All right. Hey, and by the way, did you know that science is a philosophy? And a lot of people don't know that. Now, I'm going to tell you something. This is so on Monday nights, I do a doctorate program, and I've got to be online. So that's why I only do half the show on Monday, except for next Monday. I'll be on full hour because they're taking a week off. And so, to my surprise, there's 25 of us in the D-Min, called the D Doctorate of Ministry, D-Min. In the D-Min program, there's about 25 of us, and there's a lot of pastors. So I think I'm one of the oldest people on there, but whatever. And so we got talking, and I tried to say too much because I could talk about a lot of topics, right? So I got to be quiet. I can't say so. And so we had we had probably 100 pages to read, and about, I don't know, 5 of them was about science and atheism and materialism, which is right up my alley. And so, like, whatever, maybe we'll talk about it for a minute or two. To my surprise, we talked about it for a half hour, a good half hour, maybe 40 minutes, I think, and talked about materialism. And they were asking about materialism, asking what this is and what that is. And I'm listening. I'm thinking, I could jump in and help out, but so I just held it back a little bit for a while. And then they kept talking about it and atheism and various things. And so some of the guys there know what I do, and will ask me a question every now and then, but it's whatever. And so I said to the guys, finally after the end, I said, look, if you want some quick and easy ways to refute materialism and deal with the issue of science for your parishioners, I said, let me know. I can help you. I do this all the time. And I thought I was being very polite and very helpful. And I mean, pastors, they don't study like I do in all these topics because they don't have time. They're doing other things, and that's what they're supposed to be doing. And so I thought, well, I could just, throw a little bit of help. And nobody took me up on it, even though they were talking about it for a half hour. Like, well, what about this? What about that? And I go, well, I can tell you guys the quick and slick ways to get this done. Anyway, that's not a big deal, but I thought maybe one would say, okay, but no. Oh, well, it's no big deal. No big deal. But I will tell you how to deal with materialism. I'll tell you what it is and the philosophy of materialism. And when we get back from the break, I'll tell you about it a little bit because it's rampant in America. And it's the undergirding principle of science itself. And so you hold on, and we'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Mama, what does the chicken say?
Chicken. Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, a wolf. Oh!
What about the tiny dog? Cat. Owl. Dolphin. What does the turkey say? Whale.
Well, so.
Do the giraffe.
Giraffe, really? Okay. Giraffe.
You're not going to get it right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are buckled correctly in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right.
Visit NHTSA.gov/the right seat.
Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
My husband, Alex Hussey, was hit by an IED in Afghanistan.
I was playing man on foot patrol and I stepped on the bomb. Lost my legs and my left hand in an explosion.
And he suffered a severe traumatic brain injury.
As America's veterans face challenges, DAV is there.
There are so many mountains to climb, and we do it together.
With the right support, more veterans can reach victories great and small.
Seeing Alex learning how to snow ski, that's life-changing.
DAV provides a lifetime of support to veterans of every generation, helping more than 1 million veterans each year.
Alex did it. He skied down this mountain. That's something he won't forget.
With the right support, there are no limits.
To see him on that slope and smiling like that, we'll be taking this home.
This has meant so much. Thank you, DAV.
Alex Hussey, thank you for your service. Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
It's time for today's STEM tip. Okay, you know recycling is important. No one wants plastic in the ocean. Here's a cool way to repurpose a plastic bottle. Build an awesome terrarium. Cut a large plastic bottle in half and fill the base with sand, pebbles, potting soil, and your favorite plant. I chose an African violet. Put the top of the bottle over your base and place it in the sun. Your plant will grow sealed in its own ecosystem. Fun, right? Learn more at She Can STEM. A message from the Ad Council.
Yes, God really loves us. But for a lot of people, our attachment to the past outweighs our commitment to the future. We have to stop looking back and start looking forward. The Truth Network encourages you to forgive.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. If you want to give me a call, all you got to do is dial 877-207-72276. All right, now I was talking about materialism and science. Now, you know, if you're talking to some people and they say they just trust science, not God, and things like that, well, there's some problems with that. Science is based on philosophy. And when you tell people that, they're going to look at you and say, think you're crazy. I say, no, it's based on philosophy. And I've had atheists say, no, it's not. I say, yes, it is. I say, can you use the scientific method, which I think I'll go through with you briefly and talk about the scientific method, what it is. Can you use the scientific method to prove the scientific method? Can you use a scientific method to prove that science is true? Now, this is not a trick question, because science is basically trial and error, where you observe something and then you try and understand it, and you develop a hypothesis, and you develop a way to test your hypothesis. And then if you can modify the testing and or the hypothesis to the point of repeatability, and then you get predictability, then it becomes a theory. So a hypothesis graduates into a theory when the evidence supports it. All right. Generally speaking, science deals with the observable process within the present, not the past. Now, astronomy, they might say, you're looking back in the millions of years. Yeah. But that's you observe it in the present. So, what is science based on? Well, it's based on the idea of materialism. Science looks at the material world. Science is not looking at the issue of how do you love your neighbor. It's not talking about the issue of beauty and art. It deals with, you drop a ball off a roof, how fast does it fall? And what happens if the air is denser? What happens if the mass is the same in the ball, but the diameter is less? When does it reach terminal velocity? It's just looking at phenomena that occur, actions, events, things like this, and then trying to understand it from a purely physical thing. People will put a great deal of trust in science, as though science is the thing that helps so many people. Well, it does help, but it's based upon philosophical positions. For one thing, it's based upon uniformitarianism, which means that it's based upon the idea that the universe behaves the same way everywhere, that the same laws of physics apply everywhere. It's an assumption. It cannot be proven to be true. So it's an assumption. So it has at its basis a philosophical approach to learning about the material world by assuming something it can't prove. Well, what's the reason for the assumption? That's a question. That's a philosophy issue. And of course, ultimately, it's a theological one. All right, so they presuppose also the laws of logic, and so that they can presuppose these universal principles that applies to everyone, and that scientists are to use these laws of logic when examining, deducing, correcting, modifying hypotheses and tests in order to get to a theory. All right. So, but they can't use a scientific method to validate uniformitarianism, the uniformity of nature, and they can't use it to establish the laws of logic, because it has to presuppose them in order for the scientific method to work. So these two basic principles, the assumption that everything operates the same way everywhere, and the idea of the laws of logic, are the philosophical assumptions, along with materialism. Materialism holds that the only thing that can be truly proven to exist is matter, or the effects of things upon matter, or energy. And so because of this, these are the three fundamental aspects of science: materialism, uniformitarianism, and the laws of logic. So how then do they prove that they are true unless they use something other than the scientific method? And that's the catch. So this is what I tell people, is that science can be undermined as a panacea, as the thing that is the cure for everything. Because what really is the issue is the assumptions that are used to validate the scientific method. The assumptions have to exist in a worldview, and then we get into the issue of what worldview is the right worldview by which we can justify those assumptions in which science works. And you'll find out that materialism can't do it. Materialism is a worldview, in that all things are composed of the material realm and physical phenomena, including energy and chemical reactions and things like that. Well, the problem with that is that it means that the physical brain is also limited to the laws of physics, chemistry, etc. Well, this means then that the chemical reactions in your brain are necessary. They're necessary chemical reactions. Well, if one chemical state that leads to another chemical state is just simply necessary, how is it then that you can justify the laws of logic or truth values? Now, I could explain that more, but the thing is, it's just chemical reactions. That perspective of materialism refutes itself, because materialism says everything operates under the laws of physics, including your brain chemistry, but that means it's necessary chemical reactions. Well, if it's necessary chemical reactions, then how do you know that your necessary chemical reactions are producing truth? How do you know? It's just chemical reactions. And that's the problem. Therefore, materialism casts doubt on itself as a worldview and tends to refute itself. And this is why it's a problem. So if I teach these principles to the basic Christian, they can go before people, and they can show how to undermine the faith that they have in materialism and science. Their faith isn't in those things. Their faith ultimately is in the assumptions upon which that they are based. Once they understand that, then they can get into the discussion of what worldview can account for those assumptions. And then the Christian has a leg up on that discussion. So there you go. There you go. Let's get to Alberto from Savannah, Georgia. Alberto, welcome. You're on the air, man.
Yes, I want to know, what's the difference between a Christian and a nominal Christian?
Nominal Christian? Well, depending on how we define nominal, it seems to be just that kind of a Christian who says one thing and does another, doesn't live for Christ. That's what I understand it. Like a carnal Christian, nominal Christian, doesn't really do much, doesn't really believe in a whole bunch. Okay, that's what I understand it to mean. Okay. Where'd you hear the term?
So because I heard from another pastor, I don't know if you heard Dr. Paula Brogan, Church of Scriptures, that's ministry. It comes from Beaufort, South Carolina. It's called Community Baptist Church. But he mentioned in his radio program, and he got a program just like yours on Tuesdays. He answers Bible questions and call-ins and emails.
Okay.
So if I was asking a certain question, he mentioned nominal Christian. That's what I was confused. Exactly what's the definition of it.
Okay. Well, it seems to be those who just say they're Christian but really aren't. That kind of thing. Okay, buddy. There's a break. All right, man.
Okay, wait, hold on. Wait. I have a question for you.
Well, after the break, then. After the break, okay. Hey, folks, we'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
We live in an on-demand world. Time, weather, meals, and content. That's why the Truth Network has the Truth Podcast Network. Some of your favorite Truth Network programs, plus some that are podcast only. Rich content that is rich in the Word.
Truth Talk with Stu Epperson Jr. podcast. Stu is tall, Stu is funny, and Stu is in love with the Lord. Truth Talk digs deep into the Word of God every time with humor, friends, heart, and soul. Listen, Truth Talk with Stu Epperson podcast at truthnetwork.com.
There were years of our marriage where I felt pretty controlled by you.
That's because I was very controlling.
This is Real Family Life with Dave and Ann Wilson.
Yeah, it's not a good thing, and I did the same thing, but it's pretty common according to Tim Kimmel.
You're either looking down the barrel of a high controller or you're looking down the sights. But one way or the other, this is just a human problem.
I was definitely looking down the sights because I had expectations of what I want you to do, of how you can make me happy. And so I'm going to control the situation to make myself feel like I'm changing you.
You were trying to change me. Did it work?
No.
I don't think it ever works. I think that the only way it really transforms a person is if you release control and trust God to be the one that's going to change your spouse.
Get more at familylife.com/real.
If you love them enough to listen to them practice the same song on tuba, please be done. Over and over and over and over and over, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're correctly buckled in the back seat.
Sounds good, honey.
Check today at nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Wants to inspire all people to experience the truth through sound Bible teaching and Christian talk. Is Jesus missing in your life? Discover the goodness today.
You are still the goodness in my life.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas.
Congratulations on getting your diploma.
You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate. Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find...
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. If you want to give me a call, 2 open lines, 877-207-2276. Give me a call. Alberto, welcome. You're on the air.
Yeah, okay. My question is, how do you balance the four different types of soul you mentioned in the Gospels versus Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 and 9? How do you balance them between that?
The 3 kinds of soul?
No. The 4 different types of soul you mentioned within the Bible.
Wait. I don't understand one word you keep talking about, but I don't know what it is. Say it again.
The Bible talks about the 4 different types of soil you mentioned.
Soil. Soil. The 4 kinds of soil.
Yeah,
okay.
Soil.
I thought you said soul. I was like, what? Okay. All right. Okay.
No.
Okay.
Soil.
soil.
It says Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 and 9.
Okay.
How do you balance that? The parable with compared with
Yeah, it's
Ephesians
just
chapter 2, verse 8 and 9.
parables are just meant to basically illustrate one major thing. And so the parable of the 4 kinds of soil is just the different kinds of people that the word of God goes to. And some it bears fruit, some it doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Now the why that they're like that, that's a different topic. Okay. And so it's just a generic kind of a statement about the different kinds of people that are out there. That's all that Jesus is doing there. And then Ephesians 2, 8 and 9, saved by grace through faith. So no big deal. It's all consistent.
I know, but my point today is because I'm seeing this, we see the word with joy, but then when it comes to the persecution, they don't last long. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
because
it falls and rocks and enough depth root and it dries up. So I don't want to put in good soil and it produces fruit. So that's my whole point. If you accept the Lord, if Ephesians chapter 2, verse 9, he'll still be in the category of one of those types of 4 soils. That's my whole point. After you accept the Lord.
Whoa. Okay. And so that's in Luke 8. Okay. So you don't want to just say too many things too quickly. You want to make sure that what you're doing is exegeting the scriptures properly. So the sower went out and some seed fell by the road. It was trampled underfoot. Okay, the birds of the air ate it up. That's not a believer. Okay. Other seed fell in rocky soil, grew up, withered, had no moisture. Now, how does that relate to people? I'm not sure how to really relate it. I mean, what kind of people is that? Maybe they just hear it, they walk away, go back to their sin. I don't know. Other seed fell among thorns, grew up and got choked out. Well, that's the cares of the world, the difficulties, and then the good soil, produce a lot. So he's just talking about the different kinds of people that are out there. Okay.
Yeah, no, but we said different kinds of people out there. But like some people, they'll come to church, right? They accept the Lord. They're all happy and joyful. But my opinion, my understanding, I think, is once a person accepts the Lord, but then when we start for the cause of Christ, they won't last long because of the persecution of the word. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because once the person, so even though you accepted Christ and you're saved by faith through grace, but if the person doesn't keep continuing in the faith, or keep following the Lord in the narrow way, and the narrow way, Jesus said, I'm the way and the life and the truth and the life, but he's the door, but you got to walk through that narrow way. Also keep yourself in the narrow way to follow the Lord. Because I said that, the Bible says that.
There's a hold on. You're saying a lot really fast. So,
okay.
So you have a question about it?
But my whole question is, even though you accept the Lord, people can still be fall on one of those 4 types of soil, even though you accept the Lord.
No.
That's my whole point.
No. If you're a true Christian, it can't be that the first soil is you because there was no fruit born at all. That doesn't work. And the second, they hear for a little bit and they believe for a little bit, and then temptation comes, they fall away. Right? So they're not true believers. They can't handle it. See, God knows who's a true believer because he's indwelling them. But we don't. This is a parable for us, for general understanding of the different kinds of people. Okay. And in this case, who profess faith, all right, at least the last 3. And so that's all. And it's a warning as well to be careful. Jesus is just telling people what the issue is. There are different kinds of people out there, different kinds of faith levels, and from none to very strong. And there's just a degree in between. That's all. That's all that's going on.
So how do you apply that? People who hear those who fall away, or those who apostasy, they go, apostatize the faith. They've been in church for years, and people think they were saved. Really, they were doing, and sometimes they just completely abandon the things of God and go back in the world. So
right, there's different kinds of people. That's what he's talking about, and each individual situation needs to be examined in detail before we make any generic statements about everybody who might fit into category 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay.
Like example, the great man, the great apologist, Robbie, his situation, what happened to him. Was he really truly saved? Some people say he was, some people was he truly saved, but what?
Well, I don't know his heart, but it would appear that he was saved and that he fell into sin. And so maybe the Lord took him out. I don't know. But it was pretty bad. And, his hypocrisy was evident, and he brought shame upon the name of Christ. So, but it doesn't mean he's not saved. I would say not necessarily, but we could make an argument that he never was from the beginning because of some of the things he did. But we could make the argument that he struggled and failed a great deal. And, and there's just variations within those. So, without knowing all the personal stuff about him, we can't say.
How do you apply the Bible says that he who practices sin is of the devil?
Yeah, because it's one who
we practice sin would not inherit the kingdom of God.
Yes, because those are the ones. Because those are the ones who are seeking in and living in sin. They're just living in it. They're practicing it. It's the way they live. Ravi wasn't doing that. Ravi was trying to live a Christian life, and he was caught up in the sexual sin. And so he's not living all in sin like an atheist or drug dealer or whatever. They just abide in sin, live in sin. That wasn't Ravi. So we can't just say he was or wasn't a Christian. It's not that easy. All right?
Okay. I'm not making judgment. I'm just saying some people might people do that. Like that's like example, my situation, church I go to. I just make one little committed simple sin. What's a sin that I commit like physically, just because I looked at a person and put got offended. Then the pastor said, "Oh, he's not born of God; was born in the flesh." He's like basically saying. Then the church started throwing remarks at me. "Oh, saved, always saved." The church members mocking me and throwing them in my face. Saying like I was never saved, basically. Or I'm believing saved what we said, but the Bible says that it's a political doctrine. But according to the Pentecostal church,
okay, hold on. You gotta back the truck up, okay? So you need to focus on one thing at a time instead of jumping all over the place. All right. So I don't know what the situation was at that church, but a lot of pastors and a lot of elders are not very astute when it comes to doctrine, and I can't judge them for what I don't know about them. So that's it. Okay. All right. Okay.
All right. But
all right.
Okay.
All right.
All right. That's all that I go. I'll let it go. Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, man. God bless. All right. Let's get to Dave from Kansas City. Dave, welcome. You're on the air.
Hi, Matt. I had a recent encounter with a friend of yours who had a debate with you 2 years ago.
Okay. Who's that?
His name was Josh Gibbs from Kansas. Josh Gibbs from Kansas City. I don't know if you remember it or not.
What did we debate?
It's been 2 years.
What did we debate?
Debate. He's an Armenian. We're Calvinist.
Okay. What did we debate?
Armenianism, Calvinism.
Okay.
Basically debate. But yeah, and I didn't know that until I'm not even the head of his church. I attended a friend's church who we were debating Romans, and he said, "Please come to my church because you're going to help." Because we meet. It's a long story, but we met and we became friends up here.
Okay.
And anyway, but he said he debated, and it was a great, awesome debate. And last night he asked me to. He said, "No, you read the debate, you've seen the debate with Matt Slick, and you love Matt Slick. You support him, and you're on his ministry every night. So tell me, you got to defend this. You believe in federal headship. Now you got to defend the federal headship of Christ. Did he not buy the whole field and buy the whole pearl of great price?"
Oh man. Amateurs.
It was a great debate. Please.
Amateurs.
Please.
I don't remember the debate. Hold on. We got a break. But if this is what he did during the debate, it wasn't very good then. So hold on. We'll be right back after these messages. Please stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Father of Ace. I'm a home builder, and I have a question for all of you out there who are building your dream home. Are you making plans so your home will have healthier indoor air? It's an important question because there's a deadly invisible radioactive gas that can seep into homes from underground. It's radon gas, and when you breathe it in, it can cause lung cancer. Among non-smokers, radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer. The good news is that it's simple to build a home, so radon is not a problem. Building your home radon resistant is a good, inexpensive way to stop radon from entering your home. Any builder can do it. So protect your family. Talk to your builder. Tell them you want a healthier, safer dream house. You'll have better dreams.
Learn more. Visit the EPA at epa.gov/radon. That's epa.gov/radon. This public service announcement is brought to you by the EPA, who does not endorse this particular builder or any other commercial enterprise.
There are places with people in this world that are without any hope. That is, until Mercy Ships arrives. Mercy Ships is a place restoring sight to the blind, healing to the deformed, acceptance and help to the outcast, and love to the brokenhearted.
And many times you can almost see the life coming back into them. Can't beat that.
Mercy Ships is the largest floating civilian hospital in the world, staffed with some of the most skilled volunteer medical professionals and crew. Mercy Ships brings hope, healing, and love to the lost and forgotten in the world. To learn more, go to mercyships.org today.
Okay, I'll be right there, guys. Hey, oh, Deb, come on in. I thought you were the radon test guys.
The who test guys?
Didn't you see the paper Sunday? The Surgeon General issued another warning.
Oh, like the cigarette warning?
Exactly. Only now they're saying radon causes lung cancer. For non-smokers like us, radon is the #1 cause of lung cancer.
You're kidding me, right? I have a smoke-free home and my family can still get cancer from radon?
Yep. That's why the Surgeon General says every home should be tested for radon.
But I don't smell any radon in my house.
No, nobody can smell radon. It's odorless, colorless, and tasteless. It just comes up from underground and seeps into your house.
Oh, great.
No, hey, it's no big deal. Even if they find high levels of radon, it can easily be fixed. My brother just had his house fixed. Now that's the radon test guys.
So how did you find them?
First, you go to the EPA website.
Learn more. Visit the EPA at epa.gov/radon. That's epa.gov/radon.
It's Matt Slick Live, taking your calls at 877-207-2276. Here's Matt Slick.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the show. Let's see, as soon as the producer activates David again, I can get him back on. Just want to give you a reminder that we have 3 schools. If you want to check out School of Theology, School of Apologetics, School of Critical Thinking. On CARM, you just go to learn.carm.org. Learn, learn.carm.org. And you can check it out. It's real easy. And I wrote all the stuff in there. And it's written simply, but there's some complicated things, but I put them in such an easy way to understand that people just get it. That's how I like to communicate. Don't need all this highfalutin stuff. And if I use a term, I explain it, simple. And thousands of people have gone through the schools and really have enjoyed them. All right, let's get back on the air with, oh, I hit the wrong button. Hold on a sec. There we go. All right, David, you still there?
Okay, yeah. He said, after we talked about it, I said, I'm a supporter of Matt Slick. I watch Matt Slick every day, and he's I'm his biggest fan.
Good.
And he said, but you're an occult member. I said, no, I'm not.
Wait. He said what? He said what? A cult member?
I'm an occult. I'm in a Matt Slick cult.
Okay, I got to ask. Hold on. If he says you're a cult member, then he's saying I'm a cult leader. Right. Now the question is, am I a Christian according to him? So you see,
I know. Anyway,
you got to ask him. Are you saying Matt Slick is not a Christian?
I listen. No, I listen. I said we disagreed on cessationism but that kind of thing. But listen, here's what he said. That if I believe, he said, you have to this. He said last night. He said, if you have to defend federal headship of Adam, that we all died in Adam, then you have to explain how we all were not made alive in Christ within 30 seconds.
Oh man, because he didn't die for
Federal
all. He
headship
only
of
bore the
Christ.
sins of the elect, and therefore we're made alive in Christ applies only to the elect. We've got 15 seconds left over.
If you go back onto that debate, it was a great debate. You guys did a great debate. But yeah, I debated this guy last night, and you debated him 2 years ago. So
actually, I'm looking at the notes from it, because what I do when I debate someone that's set up in advance is I create a folder. I have a folder system of many debates, and I take notes, and I have my notes from what he said. My notes are 15 pages of stuff. I mean, I've got his rebuttal. I got questions. I've got stuff, closing statements.
Oh, we do it every week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm involved in it now. So that's how the providence of God works. I'm now involved in his life just the way I'm involved in your life.
Okay. Yeah, but you got to ask him, because this kind of if he's saying, let's put it this way, if he is saying that you're a cult participant, and that if he's saying because I believe in limited atonement that I'm a cultist, and then you need to ask him, is Matt Slick saved? You need to just ask him, is he a Christian or not?
No.
Okay. Well, you need to ask him.
Well, I know.
And he needs to because if he's gonna go out publicly saying I'm not a Christian, for example, then he needs to defend that.
I don't think that way it ended up. I don't think it's the way it ended up.
Well, he's saying you're a
And
cult
you guys ended up
member.
very amicably.
Okay.
No, yeah, I know. But 2 years ago, you ended up very amicably. Just to, again.
He didn't do
All right.
well, did he?
Again, I don't see. Oh, here's his other thing. When the man, now here's the limited atonement argument he had, that the man walked the whole field to find the pearl of great price. That means there's unlimited atonement.
Now, when he quoted that, did you hear by any chance any noises around the area?
No.
Like a verse being ripped out of its context. I was just, I could just, because if I had been in a room and he said that, I got, whoa, did you hear that? Man, that was so loud. That's one of the loudest I've ever heard. It's just so lame. Look, this Matthew 13:44. The kingdom of heaven is like a treasure hidden in the field, which a man found and hid again, and a joy overcoming. Sells all that he has to buy the field. This is not about limited atonement. It's not about that. It's about making sure that you get everything just to go to heaven, just to find the heaven. That's what it's about. And to say he buys the whole field, therefore means Jesus bought everyone. So then Jesus bought everyone in order to find the field, something hidden in the field. This guy, if this is how he's thinking, he couldn't argue his way out of a wet paper bag.
Well, he did not win your argument. If you go back 2 years ago, he did not win it. But the thing is, I went to Dallas Bible College, and they were a subsidy of Dallas Theological Seminary, and this was in 1983. I mean, we had Charles Ryrie and Norman Geisler in my chapels every week, and I'm of that book. That's where I came out of, and I can argue that point. And that's what I told him. I said, I can argue that point. You understand that? And he said, no, listen. And I said, so what about this? That Jesus's purchase was he was sufficient for the whole world, but efficacious only to the elect. And he said that doesn't work either.
The blood is sufficient, but legally he only bore the sin of the elect. Here's my notes for him. He went over historical views, Reformation, etc., and he affirms penal substitutionary atonement. So because he that's my notes, but he affirms that, which means.
Can you send it to me? Because I would love to debate him. I'm in debating them every week now.
Tell you what, you email me, just email me at info@carm.org. I'll send you this document, and I'll send you another document. Okay, and you're gonna love it. All right.
Thank you.
And there's some other notes.
He's and not that, like you said at the end of it, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Just sharp kid. He's young. All right.
But
love you, man.
But doesn't know what he's doing. Right. Okay. Just email me, info@carn.org. Okay, man. We'll talk to you later. Ooh. Yeah, I keep notes on the people I debate. When I do a formal debate, it's arranged ahead of time. Then I do an opening statement. But lately, I've not been doing very many debates because I'm so busy. And so what I've been doing more recently is having a debate where the other person goes first. I just go first because otherwise I may not want to do it. Because I don't have time to do all this stuff. I mean, I was swamped today till 5 minutes before the radio show. And I got so much to do. I'm actually arranging if people want to talk to me while I'm driving tonight. I got to drive to another city and for a little while and, and stuff. But anyway, just trying to work it out. So I keep these notes and been doing this for a long time. And I've got 2, 3, 4 years of notes from the varying individuals. And so what I want to do now is if people want to debate me, say, okay, well, debate and with a generic topic and then, let them go. And then I just usually respond to their opening statement. And I can develop my opening statement while I'm listening to theirs. And that's what I do most of the time now, because I really, it's just, I've done debates where, where I prep for 2, 3 weeks. Now, if it's a more prominent debate, say it's a national person, a national atheist or something like that. Oh, I'll debate them. I mean, I will prep up. I'll take a couple of months. And that's what I did with, oh man, I had his name right there. Oh, I can't remember his name. Anyway, I've done prominent debates with 3 very prominent debates in the United States. Oh man, I hate it when I forget the name. Oh, so anyway, I read his books, read 2 or 3 of his books, and I got quotes, and I listened to probably 5 or 10 hours of debates that he did. And man, I put stuff together I extracted stuff. I said, you said this over here. He said, oh man, I had him swimming backwards. Dan Barker, that was the guy I debated. And then there was also Matt Delahanty I've debated, and Eddie Tabash, and others. All right, let's get on it with Charles from Ohio. Hey, Charles, welcome. You're on the air.
Hello, Matt. How are you, sir?
Doing all right, man, by God's grace. What do you got, buddy?
So I wanted to talk to you about preterism. I followed you for a while, and I'm under the impression that you consider yourself to be a partial preterist.
Right.
Is that right?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I consider myself to be a full preterist.
Okay.
So my question, I've asked numerous partial preterists this, and I haven't got a sufficient answer.
Okay.
At least I don't think it's been sufficient.
All right.
So do you believe that heaven and earth have passed away?
No.
No.
That's correct.
Okay. So in Matthew 5:18, Jesus says, truly I say to you, until heaven and earth pass away, not an iota, not a dot will pass from the law until all is accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
So he's linking heaven and earth passing away with the law. So if heaven and earth haven't passed away, then that means the law is still in effect?
Are you asking about a demonstration to support preterism, or just another question?
No, I'm asking a straightforward question.
Okay.
If heaven and earth haven't passed away, then that means, according to Matthew 5:18, then that means the law hasn't passed away, correct?
Not necessarily, because if the law states in it that certain criteria must be met and that it will be abrogated upon the arrival of the Messiah, then the Old Testament law would still be in effect. Particularly, for example, in you all the nations shall be blessed. That's Genesis 12:3, which is quoted by Paul in Galatians 3:8. So it's called the gospel. So that aspect of that Old Testament law is still in effect. So certain aspects and subcategories of the law can be fulfilled and be done away with. For example, the priestly law is no longer necessary because the high priest Christ has fulfilled that law. The moral law, however, cannot be abrogated and done away with because it's related to the nature of God. And so 9 of the 10 commandments are reiterated in the New Testament, and the Sabbath is not. because Jesus is our Sabbath. So the law is still here. But what he's talking about here in Matthew 5 is to covenant Israel. And he's talking generically as wisdom statements about, look, the law is going to be here. Nothing's going to pass away. It's going to be there. And so when we look at it generically, okay, no problem. You look at it specifically, what parts of the law? Because there's three main categories: judicial, there's priestly, and then there's moral. And then those have categories within themselves as well. So there's a lot there. Okay. You there?
Yeah, but he said not an iota nor a dot. So obviously he's talking about the Mosaic law in totality.
And
that's
so,
what he came to fulfill, correct?
An iota, a letter or stroke, is the smallest little things of the Hebrew writing, little bitty marks. And it's like a dot of an I, okay, the dot of an I. Not even the dot of an I will pass away till all the law is accomplished. He's just saying that the word of God is secure and it's true. It's not going to be undone. Now, what aspect? Because you're a preterist, all right? Do we need temple sacrifices right now? Do we?
No, we don't.
Okay. Do you think Jesus was aware that the temple be destroyed in 70 AD and that he is the fulfillment of the temple requirements? Of course he did. And he prophesied it, Matthew 24:25. So he knows that. He knew that when he was saying that. Right? Right? Of course he did.
Well, I think we need to get a specific definition of what the law is in Matthew 5:18.
There you go. That's the right approach, but we're out of time. You have to call back Friday because I won't be on live tomorrow. Okay? We're out of time, buddy. But good stuff, all right?
Okay.
All right, man. God bless. Hey, folks, be back on Friday live. I got an appointment tomorrow. I won't be on the air. God bless. All right, everybody.
Whew. Matt, you haven't updated Calvinist Corner lately, right?
No, not lately.
Okay.
Why?
Just someone was asking to see.
Oh, man. Oh, hey, I could use that for something. Yeah, look at that. I like that.
That video you made earlier where you were trying to get people to tell you they could hear you, I could hear you very well. You were crystal clear from the very beginning all the way through it. So
good.
Might have just been some lag in the chat, but you were good.
Okay. Muy goodo. Muy goodo. That's good to hear.
I want to compliment Laura. She's a regular Annie Oakley at picking off that bozo.
Really?
Yeah. She's quick on the trigger and a dead shot. She's good.
So she's almost quick and slick.
I'm quick and work for slick.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, there's some wackos, huh?
Just one.
One, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why don't they just like me? Everybody should like me because I'm wonderful. You know, I mean, it's so obvious.
Doesn't the scriptures warn us if all men should speak kindly of us?
It does. That's right. I got a lot of people who don't like me.
That problem, boy.
I don't have that problem.
I try to get everybody to like Matt, but I'm sorry.
So that makes you wonder by the people who do like me, what's wrong with them? See, there's got to be something wrong.
Okay, I have a brain tumor. Does that count?
Yeah, you do?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's why you were supposed to take me to my neurologist today, but you didn't.
Mommy.
Wow. I didn't know that. I thought you had the other stuff, the other issue, which is bad enough. You know.
Yeah, I have MS and I have a meningioma.
Really?
Yeah, and
I
they
didn't
just
know
watch
that.
it to make sure it doesn't press on things, and then I start having seizures. So, but
Is it operable?
Yeah, but they don't want to go in and operate on the brain unless they have to. So they just watch it grow, and when it gets to that point, then they'll go in. And it's in probably one of the best places that it could be. Praise God, because it's yeah. Hopefully, it'll grow big enough to be operated on when I'm dead.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, because then I don't have to have a brain operation.
Okay. So as soon as it causes you trouble, then they'll worry more about it, huh?
Yeah, that's why they watch it yearly.
Yeah. If it ain't broke, don't fix it right now.
Amen. Well, they don't go through. They won't go through my skull. They go through your eyebrow.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, I would put that off for as long as I could. Yeah.
As long as they put me out.
They don't put you out for brain surgery, Matt. You have to be awake so they can keep monitoring and making sure. Yeah, so all the drilling through your skull, and you got to hear it all. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Take me, Lord, first, please.
Sheesh. No, thank you. Oh, I hope that doesn't happen.
It won't. And if it does, God will see me through it like He does through everything. So I'm not worried.
Yeah, He tends to provide what we need and stuff.
I know a guy that had brain surgery, and he said when they were working inside his brain, there's no pain, and the doctor told him, no, there's almost nothing in your brain that we could cause pain for you. It's it's the other stuff. So isn't that weird?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you could have fun. You could be on a table. It got you, they're in there, and you go, I'm seeing UFOs now. You could have fun, but then that would not be a joke you want to say. Okay, we're going to check that out.
Yeah. I'd say raise your hand, grab this pen, and sign this document right here. And then that's it. You're mine.
That's right.
Yeah, no being playful when they're operating on your brain.
Wow. I've had, how many operations? Let's see, I've had 2 or 3, I think. That's all I've had.
Wow.
Anik's had 25.
Ugh, poor sweet lady.
Yeah. Made me to gallbladder out. Vasectomy, that's 2. Oh, look at that. Hey, the camera, wait a second. There's supposed to be a hand signal thing you can do on this camera. Failed to enter whiteboard. Oh, I don't know. Gotta look that. I won't worry about it. Oh, it's going weird. It's doing its own thing now.
Oh well.
Look at that. Hey, don't do that. So turn that hand signal thing off. Well, anyway, wow, man, I didn't know you had a brain tumor.
Yeah, they found it when I got diagnosed with MS. So I've known about it for a long time. They just monitor it, and the CBD has kept it from growing.
Okay, that's good.
So that's good. So we just watch it yearly, make sure I have no new lesions from the MS. And yeah, it's not bothering me. I can't see it, so it doesn't bother me, right?
Yeah, I guess that's how it works, huh? Let's see. I got to turn my camera off so I can do something. Because it's
Motion detected
I hit a
at your
button.
front door.
Man, yeah, well, like Walter Martin said, the positive confession is the proof that positive confession doesn't work because of your last illness.
That's right. That's the one that gets you.
Your last illness, that's the one that does it. That's right.
Yep. Oh, somebody asked me about my background. Oh, there it is. You can see what that background is right there.
Huh.
If they want to go see it.
Well, that's weird. I can't get my camera to go back to where it was. That's all right. Well, no big deal. I gotta get going anyway here because I gotta get ready to start driving in an hour. All right.
Hey, yeah, you mentioned you might be able to be available to talk to during your driving experience.
Yeah.
So is that just so you'll stay awake, or?
No. If people need to talk to you about something, you call me and we talk. That's all.
Well, I just might.
All right.
A lot of events. Well, you know what? I won't, because I like you, because I don't want to tell you everything that's going on. I don't want you to have to go for therapy when you get where you're going. So.
Well, just call me. Let me know what's going on. No big deal.
It's just drama. Yeah.
All right. It's not a big deal.
Well, he's going to a neurologist, so he can get his brain checked after talking to you. So it's all good.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah. Maybe he can hypnotize you, and so you won't be what do you call it? Annoyed at my clicking pen.
Clicking pens.
That was my first tip off. I should have stayed away from you. No.
That's right. You didn't have good judgment back then. Too late now.
That's right.
That's right.
Well,
okay.
Be safe on your trip, and Lord willing, we'll see you Friday morning, right?
All right. Sounds good.
And then for Friday's show, Lord willing, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Well, sounds good. Okay. We'll see you guys. God bless everybody.
God bless. See you Friday.
All right. We'll see you.